Hi girls, Heidi here. You know, I saw online you were anxious to figure out what the next big expedition is going to be for your old friend Heidi. Well, I have one up my sleeve that I have been training for because it's a big one. It's a really big one. It's called the TMB, or the Tour du Mont Blanc. 170 kilometer or 110-ish miles, 10-day adventure trek, which starts off in Chamonix, France. Then it goes into Italy, Switzerland, and then back into France. So that is what your girl is up to. I'm trading in those Ferragamos for some hiking shoes. Yeah, I've always loved the outdoors. And, funny thing, how this all began was a couple of years ago, my big red-headed child, Jim, and we were in our hotel room after a long day of skiing, and we were channel surfing, and I had YouTube on because I wanted to show him Chamonix, France, where Shane and I had gone the year before. We kept watching, and you know how YouTube works, it keeps going and flipping to the next thing. Well, sure enough, there was this whole documented trip about the TMB, the Tour de Mont Blanc. We were just fascinated by it. And as it has it, this summer, as I was going to the Paris Olympics, my redhead went and did the Tour de Mont Blanc. And by the way, Chamonix is such a beautiful place. Of course, it's in the Alps of France, and surrounded by also Swiss and Italian Alps. So this room was actually, I designed this room after going there with my Shane, a few years ago, because I just loved that vibe. It's just it was a very cool, outdoorsy, wonderful, natural vibe, but still very, very elegant. But here is the map of the Tour de Mont Blanc. And as you see, you actually go around it counterclockwise, and sure enough, you go from France and then into Italy, Switzerland, and then back and finish in France. My Jim and I were talking every day along the trail, and he was sending me incredible photography. It's like Maria in The Sound of Music. I should be running into her. And then it's a very difficult, apparently the second day of the tour is a very, very long day. Some days it's 7 miles, some days it's 12 miles. It goes back and forth. So it's truly a big, big, gorgeous deal. But look at these pictures. I can hear him breathing hard because, the air is very thin up there. And so needless to say, I need to train and train hard. I've been on that Stairmaster like a nut. And I figured in order for me to be in really good shape, I have to last on that thing for 2 hours in order to go up to, to equal how high I'll be walking. There he is. That's my big redhead when he finished. Look at him. God bless him. He said, and this is a big, you can tell he's a big, strong thing. And you meet a lot of people along the way, and that they'll probably be lifelong friends. And that's exactly what he did. And he said the food was delicious. Of course, I'm interested in food. And you stop along the way, and there's delicious, they're called refugios. Now, there's all different ways to do this tour. I was just sharing with Sarah, who's behind the camera, that you could do it Jim's way, which was with a 40-pound backpack, or you can do it with a guide and with accommodations already made for you. But there are refugios along the way that you can rent, which is basically a mountain hut that have bunk beds, as many as 20 of them in one room. so you can go there and crash for the night. But apparently they have really good food and delicious food. How they do that, I don't know, but I can't wait to see. So that is my big news. Yep, the Tour de Mont Blanc. Now, what I have to share is about the last day. That's kind of scaring the H-E-double-L out of me because I am a little afraid of heights. I'm gonna share it and you'll see it's called the ladders. And the ladders are literally ladders that they have, I don't know how they've done it, drilled them into the mountain, and you climb up the ladders, which sounds like a little scary thing. So I will decide whether or not to do that when the time comes. You know, this is not gonna be a walk in the park, because we are talking about not just the 10 plus miles a day consecutively, but the altitude. You are up where the air is thin. I think it's about 12,000 feet. Inclines and the declines, which I have a feeling the declines are going to be more difficult. What are you planning on doing to make sure you're in tip-top shape for this, Heidi Daus? Well, I have been working out for my whole life. I am doing now more hiking. Of course, this Stairmaster. I literally figured it out with my calculator to see if you rise 4,000 feet in a day, how long does, how long or how many steps is that? And, I work backwards. And so that means that I have to be 4 hours without stopping on the Stairmaster at the gym. So just to keep you a little up to date, last Saturday was was a big fitness day for me. I did 15 minutes straight. Then I did an hour hiking boot camp where I would hike and get off and do weightlifting and get back on and for 60 minutes. And then I polished it off with another 15-minute hike. So if I keep going at that rate, I should be in pretty good shape. This is more than just climbing a mountain for me. It is something that if I can achieve it, it will mean so much to me. And with every one of these crazy things that I do, I keep getting inspired for my jewelry. I can just imagine the things, the ideas that I'm going to come home with regard to design. Just being in that culture and being really steeped in that culture for a solid 10 days, that nature, that beauty, I just can hardly wait. Okay, girls, well, please stay tuned. Make sure you know exactly what's happening with regard to training, every single thing that, I'm going to be preparing, what I'm taking. It's such a big deal. And I have every intention of getting a GoPro and, strapping it onto my cap, and so I can take you along every step of the way. So stay tuned, and more coming very, very soon.